What's up, everybody? I'm going to try my hand at one of my favorite Castlevania games, Castlevania Bloodlines. Got a few playthroughs of Castlevania games on the channel. Right now I got the original NES trilogy, setting my lives to 5 because I'm going to need them. This game's kind of difficult. And I'm going to select Eric Lacarde. This game does have 2 playable characters, and I prefer Eric Lacarde, whatever, however you pronounce his name. He uses a spear. John Morris uses the Vampire Killer Whip. This game is different from other Castlevania games in that you travel all over Europe, and you're not just in Transylvania, you're not just in Dracula's Castle, but we do start out at Dracula's Castle. Turn that music down. This was released on the Sega Genesis, I think in around 1994 or 5. It was the only Castlevania game that the Genesis got. The Super Nintendo got 2. I am playing this on the Castlevania Anniversary Collection on the PS5. It's available on all modern platforms. I highly recommend you checking it out if you're a fan of Castlevania, especially the classic Castlevania titles. As I was saying before, I have several Castlevania playthroughs on my channel. Check those out. I have the original NES trilogy. I actually played through Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse twice. Once with Sypha and Trevor, and once with Trevor and Alucard. So we're going to try to run through Bloodlines. I don't know how far I'll get. Hopefully I'll be able to get to the end of the game. As I said before, this game is quite difficult in the later, especially in the later levels. Sometimes I can make it, sometimes I can't. Just depends on what kind of playthrough what kind of game I'm having. Bad game, good game. I love the look and the color palette of this game. I don't know which one I prefer, this or Castlevania 4. Castlevania 4 has the multi-directional whipping, and it is a little longer, but I just love the fact that you have 2 different characters that you can choose from in this game, and you travel all around Europe instead of just in Transylvania. So you get more variety as far as this game goes. Beat this mid-boss, this giant wolf creature. I really start paying attention to what I'm picking up out of these candles, because I just lost the boomerang, which is my favorite sub-weapon in the game. The axe isn't bad, I just prefer the boomerang because you can throw it straight out instead of having to throw it up and at an arc. But the axe does come in handy in certain positions. Like right there. I mean, that's fine for that. Okay, I'm trapped here. Oh man, that's tough. Get through this. There's the holy water. I actually don't find the holy water to be very useful. Oh, that was a complete screw up. Most other Castlevania games, the holy water is very useful. I actually don't find it to be too good in this game. It's just me. It's just my own opinion. So if you are unfamiliar with this particular Castlevania game, I'll just try to give you a brief synopsis of what's going on. So This game actually has ties to the novel Dracula as well as the normal Castlevania universe. One of the other playable character, John Morris, is actually the son of Quincy Morris from the Bram Stoker novel, and Quincy Morris is actually the character in the novel who ultimately kills Dracula. So we have that tie-in, and he is also explained to be, I think he was either trained by the Belmonts or is a descendant of the Belmonts. I can't be sure on that, and that's why he uses the Vampire Killer Whip in this game. And I actually don't remember Eric's backstory, the character that I'm using right now. But the spear that Eric uses I'm pretty sure was designed and was created by Alucard, Dracula's son. Which, I mean, that's really cool that they did that. One of the only complaints I do have about this game is the bosses are kind of weak. I mean, like right now I'm at Dracula's castle, the ruins of the castle. I mean, and the boss is a giant suit of armor. Why couldn't it have been like, I don't know, a werewolf or another vampire or something like that? I mean, why did it have to be this? It's kind of weak. And one of the levels has a giant moth as a boss. I mean, you know, come on. One of the bosses is Mothra. It's crazy. But those are just minor gripes. So now we're moving on to, at the Shrine of Atlantis, we are moving to Greece for stage 2. This game really doesn't get super difficult, for me anyway, until about stage 4. So I know I may die here and there, but it shouldn't get too hard for me till I get to that point. One thing I will say about this game that really kind of sucks is there aren't unlimited continues, and the NES trilogy had unlimited continues, Super Castlevania 4 had unlimited continues, but this game does not, and it is quite difficult. So the unlimited continues would have been very nice to have. But it is what it is, and I have completed it before. It's been some time, so I'm not guaranteeing anything here. I am much better at the NES trilogy than I am the 16-bit games, this one and Super Castlevania 4, and especially Dracula X, which is available on the one of the other Castlevania collections. It's the Game Boy Advanced Castlevania collection. Why it was not included on this one, I don't know. It should have been, because it's not a Game Boy Advance game. It was a Super Nintendo game, and the other 16-bit games from that era are on here, which is this game and Super Castlevania 4. I don't know why Dracula X was not included, but it wasn't, and they included it on the Castlevania Advance collection. There are 3 Castlevania collections available. The Anniversary Collection, which is the one I'm playing here, and it consists of, let me kill this boss, mid-boss, it consists of the NES trilogy, Castlevanias 1, 2, and 3, this game, Castlevania Bloodlines, Super Castlevania 4, and the original Game Boy games of Castlevania, Castlevania The Adventure, Parts 1 and 2. Oddly enough, Castlevania Legends was not included in any of these collections. It is available on the NES app on the Switch. If you would like to play that particular game, you will have to have a Switch and a Nintendo Online subscription and play download the NES app which, or not the game, not the NES app, the Game Boy app, excuse me, and it is available on their Game Boy titles on that system. But as far as I know, that's the only way of playing that game on a modern platform. It certainly isn't going to be available on the PlayStation. But I mean, these games weren't PlayStation games either. I mean, you know, they were Nintendo. This game was a Nintendo title, but every other game that's on this collection, except for Kid Dracula, was a Nintendo title. So that's a little weird. But I'm getting off topic here. As I said, there are 3 different Castlevania collections available on modern platforms. And the other ones are the Castlevania Advance Collection, which consists of all 3 Game Boy Advance games, which would be Circle of the Moon. Oh, I died. The screen killed me. I was trying to avoid the Medusa head, and the screen killed me. Okay, that was just a life lost needlessly. Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, and Aria of Sorrow, which was one of my favorite Castlevania games from the more modern era with the Metroidvania games. That would be probably my favorite. Yes, that includes Symphony of the Night. If you love Symphony of the Night more, that's perfectly fine. It's a great game. I've played through it, but I just prefer Aria of Sorrow just a little bit more. And we also got the Castlevania Dominus Collection, which is the Nintendo DS games, and it also has a port of Haunted Castle, which was an arcade version of Castlevania back in the day. And we also got a remake of Haunted Castle, which was kind of sort of a new title when that Dominus Collection came out. So and it's a really good revamp of the Haunted Castle game. The Haunted Castle game is very, very difficult, and the remake of it is a lot more forgiving and a lot more fun, in my opinion. And there is another small collection that you can get, which contains Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood, which that's only 2 games, it's not available on the Switch, but it is available on the PlayStation Store. I'm not sure about the Xbox. I don't own an Xbox, so I'm not sure how many of these collections are available on that, but I'm sure most, if not all, are. Grab the holy water by mistake. So that's my little history lesson there of some of the ways that you can play these games on modern platforms. Obviously, if you have the original systems, an NES, a Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, what have you, you can play them on those systems as well. And we have one more screen to go before I make it to the boss, which is this stone giant. I'm not sure what to call it, but that's what it is. And here we go. This is the boss of level 2. You have to whittle away at his midsection to get his head to fall. See how his midsection sort of disintegrates there. I'm also hitting his head with this special attack, and that does damage. That's the part you have to attack, is the head. And that's it. Okay, so moving on to level 3, which is the munitions fight. No, this is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I'm sorry. Level 4 would be the one I was getting ready to mention. We are in Italy. We're visiting the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And these enemies are extremely annoying, and they take multiple hits to kill. This is where the sub-weapons of the boomerang and the axe really can come in handy. Has a longer reach, and they can go upwards. Kill these birds. Okay, I'm taking a lot of damage here. I really need to try to be a little more careful. But it's not easy. I mean, these guys are really difficult to deal with. Got this wall dragon here to deal with. The axe does considerable damage to it, so hit one more. Okay, I got it. Gotta be careful here, because if you fall off these platforms, it will kill you. And you also have to deal with the Medusa heads. Should be coming to the end here. Well, maybe not. Where is the end of this? There we go. Missed the candle, but oh well. I prefer using Eric because his spear seems to have a little bit longer of a range, and he can attack in multiple directions, similar to Simon in Super Castlevania 4. And John Morris cannot do that with the whip. He can whip in multiple directions, but only when he's jumping, and I think that's only like diagonally up. Why they did not include the multi-directional whipping in this game, I do not know. I mean, this game came out, I think, 3 or 4 years after Super Castlevania 4, and Simon could whip in all directions in that game, so there was no excuse for not being able to do it in this game as well. I grab the holy water, and the holy water is not going to be good for the boss, but I'm pretty sure that there's a candle up ahead that will have the axe in it, which is what I need to fight the boss of this level, which is this gargoyle type creature. And I'm running low on health as well. Okay, yeah, there's the axe. And this is the boss of this level. It's actually a pretty simple boss. Just have to make sure that I don't get caught with something stupid. Like that. Like, as soon as I said that, I get caught with something stupid. And he will eventually start attacking where he would just fall around me and knock me right off. Speaking of getting caught with something stupid, this is why at the beginning of the game I maxed out my lives. You can do that on the options menu. You can select, you can go from 3 lives to 5. I also lost my upgraded weapon. I'll get him this time. Throws those little turd balls at you. Gotta avoid that. Gotta avoid him bouncing here and not get knocked off again. One more to do it. There we go. Pretty simple boss actually when you get the patterns down. Stage 3 cleared. Okay. I am still on my first continue. I think that I get 2 more continues after this, so it's a total of at least 10 more lives that I will get after I run out of these 3. So, okay, we are moving on to the munitions factory of Germany. But these lives can go quick, especially starting on the next level. I know I'm going to have some trouble on the next level. It's a pretty difficult level to get through. It's long too, so. The boss of this level is another boss that I mean, I just don't know what they were thinking. It doesn't really fit the vibe of Castlevania. It's like a boss that was made out of like little kids' toys. I mean, I really don't know how else to explain it. It's kind of a silly boss. Taking some damage here. But should find some health. Yep, there we go. You can die very easily on this level because there's a lot of pitfalls. So be really careful. Drop down here, drop behind that guy, and I can get through the door without fighting him. Keep the axe, or excuse me, I want to keep the boomerang. I don't want the axe. I will fight another mid-boss on this level, and it will be a gigantic version of the Frankenstein monster. I mean, he's huge. He's like 20 feet tall or something. But it is absolutely straight out of the Universal films. I mean, it honestly, it looks exactly like Boris Karloff. Even more so than the other versions in the other games. To me, it just looks straight up Boris Karloff. I mean, is there any Castlevania game that doesn't have a level like this? The clock tower / gears type of area. And you got to deal with the Medusa heads. At least if you fall, you don't fall completely to your death here. In Super Castlevania 4, if you're in an area like this, it does not let you fall to the lower levels. You just fall to your death. Okay, I am not doing well here at all. I have to kill this ghost before I can go any farther because he's going to just knock me off and kill me if I don't. There's another one. Got to stand on this platform actually to raise this door. There's the Frankenstein monster I was talking about. I mean, does that not look straight up Boris Karloff? He's actually pretty difficult to deal with, I think anyway. Okay, I got through him without dying, but I took a lot of damage. I need some health. This part right here can be... This is instant death if we let these blades touch you. Catch these guys when they hit the ground. This one I have to run under. Whew. And there's this one where I have to walk a little, crouch, walk a little, and crouch until I eventually make it through. Take out this guy. Okay, I got my weapon upgraded fully now. Gotta be very careful on this part. And we are almost at the boss. And here we are. I may not make it through this fight. As you can see, this thing looks like it was just made out of like kids' blocks or something. I don't know how to describe it, but it does not fit Castle. This is not a boss worthy of a Castlevania game to me. That's just my own opinion, though. And he must not have liked to hear me say that because he killed me. What are those kids' toys called? Connects or something like that? I mean, that's what this thing reminds me of. Reminds me of like something that a toddler would make. Avoid that. Jump out of the way of that. Got the holy water, so it's not going to do a lot of damage. I almost got him. Okay, and that is taking care of him. Okay, that is level 4 cleared. And now we're on to level 5, which is, what's this called again? The Palace of Versailles in France. Yeah, this is where the game really takes a huge spike in difficulty for me. And I may die quite a few times on this level. I hope not, but I really struggle with this level. Getting hit with this falling pollen or whatever it's called will not hurt me, but it causes me to be reversed in my direction. Like if I press back, I actually go forward. Oh, well, I got all screwed up on that. This will turn to blood. Ooh, that's great. Cause these skeletons to come out. That's not so great, but the look of it was pretty awesome. Rid of that guy. There's another one here. These things can reach you too from a distance, so you have to be careful. There's another one. If you time it, you can catch them, but okay. There's going to be some falling chandeliers here and some knights that come out. If you can get these knights to go under the chandeliers, you can actually kill them with one hit, but you kind of have to get close to them. There'll be a large one just up ahead, and I've never been able to get past this guy without taking damage. Well, I just did it. Never mind. Okay, well, I'm doing pretty good so far. laser shooting eyeballs. Oh, it got me. Crap. There's the lower path that I can take here, but I think if I take the higher one, it will give me a little easier path, but I'm not sure about that. I can't reach that one. Okay. There are multiple paths that you can take in these levels. Some areas are not accessible with John, and certain paths are not accessible to Eric. Each character has a way of traversing those particular parts of the level. John can swing with a whip, whereas Eric has this high jump that he does with the spear. And that was one part that I just went through that actually John Morse cannot do. Oh my god. I really took some damage on that one. There's another difficult part, and I have one hit point left where I die. There's actually another mid-boss that I have to fight up ahead. It's a face that will shoot fireballs out at me, and it's kind of difficult as well, so I'm probably not going to be, if I do make it to it, I'm probably not going to be able to kill that thing. Definitely not with the health that I have at the moment. Here it is. I'll give it a try, but yep, it got me. I've had a lot of difficulty out of this boss on all of my playthroughs, so I got one life left, and I cannot promise that I won't get game over on this thing. Oh my god, come on. Already taking damage. That's a hard boss to fight, even at full health. It's actually harder, in my opinion, than the actual final boss of the game. One more hit. Got him. Okay, good. Whew. Maybe I'll get lucky and be able to defeat the final boss, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good, and it's just up ahead too, so with this tiny little bit of health, I'll take the axe. This tiny little bit of health, I'm not confident at all, but we'll give it a try. I may end up having to redo this level. I really hope not. And here we are at Mothra. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a minute. Yup. Well, that's game over. I have to redo this level again. Got to make it there with more health. And as you can see, I am down one continue. At least they start you out at the boss battle. I thought it was going to start me out at the beginning of the level, so that's good. I am playing this on normal difficulty too. If you beat the game, it will unlock the option for hard mode, and I've never tried hard mode because normal mode is hard enough for me, so. Okay, let's beat this fucker this time. You better go on, Mothra, before I call Godzilla. You don't want him to come find your ass. A little bit more and I'll have it. Gotcha. Okay, now we are on to the final level. Whew, I'm really happy that started me out at the boss battle and not at the beginning of the level. So I am on my first continue. We are at the last level of the game, so I'm liking my chances. Okay, the Castle Proserpina in England, and so yes, this is the final level. This game isn't very long; it's just pretty difficult. So the other part of the story is that there's a vampire named Elizabeth Bartley, who, I mean, it's obviously a play on the Elizabeth Bathory, the 15th century noblewoman who had, I forget how many young women she had killed to bathe in their blood to supposedly make herself stay young, but Elizabeth Bartley is obviously a play on that name, and I just missed my chance for the 1-up. As you can see, this screen is really odd to deal with. And then you have Medusa heads. I mean, my God, developers were sadistic. And I died already. I have made it nowhere yet in this level and already died. I think I want to stick with the boomerang. Got the one up though, so that's good. I got that life that I lost back. In theory, if you keep dying here, you could just get that one up and continue on that way. But that thing is kind of hard to get to. Oh my god. On to the next part of the level, which is upside down. Yep. Whew. Oh my god. I'm getting my ass kicked. This hallway has some of these giant knights, if I'm not mistaken. You hear them before they come too, so it kind of spooks you out a little. Get your blood pumping. Here they come. Yep. That same knight that we killed in the first level, but now he's a regular enemy. Okay. And here we are at the final battle, or at least the first part of the final battle. We have to fight Elizabeth Bartley first. She is supposedly Dracula's niece. We'll fight her, and no, this is Death. No, pardon me. My bad. And Death has these cards that you have to strike. You can avoid that. I just did. Okay, so he just used one card on me. And you have to fight the bosses that you've already beaten in the game. I'm already taking damage. So this boss battle is long because you have to face multiple bosses and then Death himself. After Death, it will be Elizabeth Bartley, and then if we make it that far, Dracula himself. And Dracula does have 3 different forms in this game. Oh my god. Okay, well, we have plenty of lives to play with, but I don't like wasting any of them. I never claimed to be an expert at this one, not the way I am the first game in the NES trilogy. But we'll get there. I'm confident we'll get there. Missed me again, so he wasted that card on me. That one is full of meat, so we'll get health. I didn't need it. And missed me again, so he wasted that card. This one I have to do. And it is this one again, so. Whoa, almost got hit there. Just be careful not to get hit, because I don't want to take any damage. I still have to fight Death himself. Okay, so that one's down. On to the next one. Pick another card. And I have to do this one as well. And this one is, oh, the kid's toy again. So this one's just more of a patience thing. I mean, this boss isn't really all that difficult. You just have to be patient and not get over anxious, which I do tend to do. I'm still screwing up, but come on, die, you bastard. Still have one more card to do, and then Death himself. The last one should be that turd throwing gargoyle thing that we fought on the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Yep, that's it. I see it on the card. Old turd thrower himself. I think these bosses, when you fight them here, I think they actually take more damage than they did when I fought them earlier, which would make more sense. I mean, you're fighting multiple bosses here. Oh my god, I'm getting my ass kicked. Some health would be nice, but I already got the health out of Death's card, so it's not going to give me any more. Now I have to fight Death himself. Okay, now I don't remember his attack pattern. Okay, throw in a scythe. That's kind of similar to the fight in Castlevania 4, and he killed me. Okay, I don't know if I come back, I don't know if it's going to make me do those cards again, or if it's just going to be Death himself. He seemed to be taking a lot of damage every time I hit him, so at least there's that to take comfort in. Okay, is it going to make me do the card battles again? Doesn't look like it. My weapon isn't fully upgraded either, that sucks. So avoid this scythe, jump over him. I can't attack in the air, and that is a pain in the ass. Okay, that, I don't know how to avoid that. Avoid this pretty easily. Got him. Ooh, okay. Okay, well now we're on to the next boss battle, which is Elizabeth Bartley, and I am running up on an hour on my time, so I'm going to stop this video. This will be the end of part 1. Check my channel for the conclusion of Castlevania Bloodlines and part 2.